Good evening. You're now with me, Lorenzo Isaac, for TVS Nightline. Here are the headlines for tonight. Sarawak Energy Berhad, SABATI donates 2 hemodialysis machines to BAU Hospital. 3 bridges in Mukah to be completed end of 2025. Thirteen upstream gas players receive retail of gas licenses. Sarawak Energy donated 2 hemodialysis machines to BAU Hospital as part of its commitment to support the medical sector in the state. The initiative is in line with the company's commitment through Corporate Social Responsibility (CSR) in collaboration with the Association of Wives of Ministers and Deputy Ministers of Sarawak, SABATI. The donation of the hemodialysis machines aims to address the urgent need to replace outdated and damaged medical equipment at the hospital due to the increase in demand for hemodialysis treatments. The symbolic handover of the 2 machines was conducted by SABATI chairperson Puan Sri Dato' Amar Jumaani Tun Tuanku Bujang, who arrived at the hospital around 10:40 a.m. this morning. She also distributed food aid baskets to patients receiving treatment in the hospital's dialysis unit. 2 additional hemodialysis machines will be donated to Simunjan Hospital in the near future. Sarawak Energy and SABATI began their healthcare partnership in June 2020, initially donating 2 hemodialysis machines, each to Kapit Hospital and Lawas Hospital. The company has also supported hospitals and medical facilities throughout Sarawak by donating ECG machines, dialysis machines, ambulances, and a fundoscopy machine. In addition, the company has funded cataract operations in Kapit, Mukah Balingyan, Sungai Asap Belaga, Murum, and Sri Aman in collaboration with local communities through health-focused initiatives. 3 bridges in Mukah Division are scheduled to be completed by the end of 2025. Deputy Sarawak Premier Dato' Amar Douglas Ugahambas said with these bridges, the people of Sarawak, especially those in Mukah Division, could travel from Tanjung Manis to Balingyan without using boats or ferries.
We are expecting it to be completed by December 2024. Bagi batang ikan, kita akan bincang dengan kontraktor, minta dia siap penghujung 2025, dan batang paluh lebih alia sama December 2025. Maknanya by 2026, we hope by the end of 2025 you can drive dari Tanjung Manis terus ke Balingyan, all through the way. Tak ada ferry lagi. Sekarang kita ada ferry.
He said this during a media conference at the Balingyan Sub-District Office meeting room earlier today. Meanwhile, Ugah, who is also the State Minister of Infrastructure and Port Development, said there are 16 bridge construction projects involving a total cost of 4.9 billion ringgit that are funded by the Sarawak government itself, all for the benefit of Sarawakians living in rural areas. Earlier, Ugah, accompanied by the JKR and MIPD delegation, inspected the project site for the upgrading, improvement and rehabilitation of the Balingyan-Kuala Balingyan road pavement from Kilometer 2 to Kilometer 13, which has reached 81.91% physical completion, and the Kuala Balingyan-Kuala Serupai road from Kilometer 0 to Kilometer 15, which has achieved 86.83% physical completion in the Mukah Division. The Sarawak Ministry of Utility and Telecommunication has issued licenses to 13 upstream gas players in Sarawak. Its Minister Datuk Seri Julaihi Narawi said these licensed entities are permitted to deal in selling gas in Sarawak, as well as sell gas to Petroleum Sarawak Berhad Petronas as the sole gas aggregator. He added that the issuance of these licenses not only ensures compliances with ordinance but also signifies their dedication to supporting the growth of the local energy industry.
Peranan dia, kita telah melantik Petronas sebagai sole gas aggregator, ya, yang dealing in transaction, buying, selling, procurement and distribution of gas in Sarawak. Tetapi kalau ada pihak lain yang nak juga berurusan menjual, terutama sekali upstream companies yang nak jual gas kepada Petronas, dia mesti di-license. So they must be licensed because anybody dealing with it must be licensed based on the ODGO 2016.
He said this following the gas distribution license handover ceremony in Kuching earlier today. Companies that have reached the retail of gas licenses include Sarawak Shell Berhad, Petronas Carigali Sendirian Berhad, and PT Pertamina Malaysia Eksplorasi Produksi. Beginning October 1st, Petronas will assume responsibility for all gas trading activities in Sarawak. This follows a 3-month extension from the original deadline, which provides Petronas with additional time to complete negotiations for managing gas distribution in Sarawak. The State Ministry of Education, Innovation and Talent Development (MEITD) has approved grants totaling 1.578 million ringgit to support educational programs and activities as of August 2024. Its Minister Datuk Seri Roland Sagahwiin said this amount represents 45.11% of MEITD's annual grant allocation of 3.5 million ringgit, which has been distributed to successful applicants. According to him, the grants were utilized in 5 main categories, covering primary schools, secondary schools, higher education institutions, technical and vocational education and training TVET institutions, science, technology, engineering and mathematics STEM, and English language resources for students, schools and teachers.
The breakdown of what has been approved so far. STEM and English language programs, 600,000 ringgit. Technical vocational education training, 100,800 ringgit. Higher learning centers, 72,000 ringgit. Higher school performance program, 67,800 ringgit. And primary schools, 56,980 ringgit. Over the next 4 months, those who are still interested to apply and have ideas about what we are looking at, the kind of projects that we will finance, they can still apply.
He spoke at a symbolic ceremony for the handing over of the grant approval letters at the LCDA Tower Auditorium, Kuching, earlier today. Roland said that the distribution of the grants demonstrates a balanced approach, meeting the needs across different levels and types of education. He also said the grant recipients should make the best use of the funds and are required to submit a report after the event for documentation and areas for improvement. The Road to Petronas 50 RTP 50 Discover Petronas at School program showcases Petronas' dedication to creating and developing quality human capital in the country. Deputy Minister of Education, Innovation and Talent Development Sarawak, Datuk Francis Harden Hollis, said this is evidenced by the approximately 39,000 students who have been sponsored by the National Oil and Gas Company through its education empowerment program since 1975.
Sejak penubuhan Petronas, ia telah menjadi mercu tanda kecemerlangan dana tolak pembangunan negara sepanjang 5 dekad. 5 dekad ya 50 tahun lah. Petronas bukan sahaja memacu pertumbuhan negara, tetapi juga memainkan peranan penting, play a big role dalam memajukan pendidikan dan memupuk bakat muda kita. Ialah untuk melahirkan pemimpin masa depan di seluruh Malaysia. Bukan Sarawak saja, di seluruh Malaysia.
He said this to reporters during the Road to Petronas 50 RTP 50 Discover Petronas at School DPS program at Dewan Suara Sri Aman earlier today. Meanwhile, he noted that such programs can encourage and inform rural students about the various career paths in the oil, gas and energy sectors available within Petronas. He further said that rural students should also take advantage of the opportunities provided by Petronas through these programs to ensure a brighter future.
The Road to Petronas RTP 50 Discover Petronas at School DPS program is a special initiative designed to foster the spirit of learning among youth in the fields of science, technology, environment, engineering and mathematics STEM. Petronas Carigali Sendirian Berhad Sarawak Asset Senior General Manager Noriani Yati Muhammad said that the program aims to inspire and empower young minds, encouraging students to aim high and strive for success in their future careers.
Satu inisiatif yang direka khusus untuk memupuk semangat pembelajaran dalam kalangan generasi muda dalam bidang STEM, Sains, Teknologi, Environment, Engineering dan Mathematics, atau dalam bahasa Melayunya, Sains, Teknologi, Alam Sekitar, Kejuruteraan dan Matematik. Matlamat program ini adalah jelas untuk memberi inspirasi, menggalakkan anak-anak untuk bercita-cita tinggi dan berusaha mencapai kejayaan dalam kerjaya masa depan anak-anak. Akan didedahkan kepada kemahiran berfikir secara kritis, penyelesaian masalah dan memupuk semangat kepimpinan.
She was speaking to reporters at the Road to Petronas RTP 50 Discover Petronas at School DPS program at Dewan Suara Sri Aman earlier today. According to Noriani, STEAM education also plays a crucial role in shaping students' futures, preparing them to face challenges with the relevant knowledge and skills. She added that it can also develop a generation capable of adapting and thriving in a constantly changing world, contributing to the country's economic and social development. The first location for the Discover Petronas at School program was Labuan, followed by Miri, Sibu, Bintulu and Sri Aman, with the next destination being Kuching.
The Limbang District Council (MDL) spends approximately 20,000 ringgit annually on the maintenance and repair of public facilities, including public toilets, due to vandalism. Muhammad Shamil Jumain, representing the MDL Secretary, disclosed that vandalism is a recurring issue that the council faces each year, resulting in significant expenditure for these purposes.
Therefore, the Our Toilet, Our Responsibility program, in conjunction with the 2024 World Toilet Day, Shamil said, is an ongoing initiative by the local authorities to educate the community on the importance of maintaining public toilets and other facilities in the town.
Program-program seperti ini adalah sebagai satu medium untuk kita kedengarkan kepada masyarakat untuk sama-sama bertanggungjawab menjaga tandas awam yang ada di daerah Limbang, memandangkan kos penyelenggaraannya yang semakin meningkat saban tahun, di mana pihak majlis membelanjakan lebih kurang dalam 20,000 untuk penyelenggaraan yang kecil dan belum termasuk naik taraf lah bagi tandas-tandas tersebut.
He said this to reporters during the Our Toilet, Our Responsibility program in conjunction with World Toilet Day 2024 held at Tasik Mas Park earlier today. He stressed that perpetrators of vandalism, once identified, should be held liable to pay for the damages and repairs caused by their actions. Shamil also mentioned that Limbang District has 6 public toilet facilities under MDL's maintenance. Commenting on the program, he said it is organized under the Ministry of Housing and Local Government in collaboration with the Pekan Neighborhood Watch Area, KRT, to raise community awareness on the importance of maintaining clean toilets by providing clean, attractive and fragrant or BMW toilets.
Welcome back. Malaysia has proposed Thailand the involvement of the private sector and startup companies in the establishment of special economic zones (SEZs) to attract more investments into these zones. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim presented this proposal to Thailand's Foreign Minister Maris Sangiampongsa during a courtesy visit yesterday.
During the meeting, they also discussed the outcomes of Anwar's working visit with Thailand's Prime Minister Srettha Thavisin to Golok River, Thailand and Rantau Panjang, Kelantan last Saturday. In a social media post, Anwar informed that he and Maris also discussed dredging the Golok River estuary to address flooding issues which frequently affect communities along the border of both countries. Moreover, Anwar reiterated Malaysia's commitment to the Southern Thailand peace dialogue process. Anwar has previously expressed Malaysia's commitment to expediting the peace dialogue process. Malaysia has been facilitating peace negotiations to end the decades-long conflict, which peaked in January 2004 in the southern provinces of Narathiwat, Yala, Patani, and parts of Songkhla. Former Director General of the National Security Council, Datuk Muhammad Rabin Basir, was appointed as Malaysia's new facilitator for the Southern Thailand peace dialogue process effective July 1st.
Civil servants are expected to receive a salary increase ranging from 15 to 42.7% through the Public Service Remuneration System (SPA). Communications Minister Fahmi Fadzil said that a general overview of this significant increase, particularly affecting the implementation group, will be revealed next week.
He mentioned that the cabinet meeting discussed the issue of salary increments for civil servants, especially about the 19th Premier Civil Service Assembly MAPA on August 16. With this increase, he said the new salary rates for the implementation group would be the highest, while the rates for senior civil servants such as Secretaries General and Directors General would be more moderate. Fahmi added that the specifics, especially regarding the total allocation needed for the salary increase for civil servants, will be detailed in the 2025 budget documents.
Namun, dalam Jemaah Menteri pada hari ini telah diingatkan bahawa ada beberapa aspek yang melibatkan implikasi keuangan. Kita perlu bawa bukan hanya ke Jemaah Menteri tapi juga dalam belanjawan 2025 yang akan dibentang pada 18 hari bulan Oktober nanti di Parlimen.
He said this at the post-cabinet meeting press conference in Putrajaya earlier today. The 2025 budget, scheduled to be presented this October, is theme Madani Economy, Prosperous Nation, Prosperous People. Previously, Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim called on all civil servants to provide better services to the public in line with the salary adjustments that the government announced.
In other news, Fahmi also announced that Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim has ordered the expansion of road safety awareness campaigns following last year's recorded number of accidents reaching 600,000 cases. He said the Prime Minister emphasised this during the Cabinet meeting following his meeting with the chairman of the Alliance for a Safe Community, Tan Sri Lee Lam Tai, yesterday.
Dalam mesyuarat Jemaah Menteri pada hari ini, Yang Amat Berhormat Perdana Menteri telah membangkitkan dan membincangkan mengenai pertemuan beliau dengan Tan Sri Lee Lam Tai semalam, di mana berdasarkan laporan yang telah dimaklumkan, dibentangkan kepada Yang Amat Berhormat Perdana Menteri, jumlah kemalangan jalan raya pada tahun lalu mencecah 600,000 sepanjang tahun.
Fahmi also said that the Prime Minister asked for the awareness campaign to be intensified and for parents to be more serious in monitoring their children, especially those riding or passengering on motorcycles.
Kemalangan jalan raya yang paling tinggi dicatatkan di kalangan pengguna motosikal, terutama bagi yang berusia 18 ke 35 tahun. Dan ini melibatkan kematian. Oleh itu, Yang Amat Berhormat Perdana Menteri memberi penegasan bahawa kempen kesedaran perlu dilipat ganda dan diperluas, dan Yang Amat Berhormat Perdana Menteri meminta supaya terutama bagi ibu bapa yang ada anak-anak muda, sama ada berusia 16 tahun ke atas, termasuklah 18 tahun ke atas, untuk sentiasa berwaspada sewaktu mereka menunggang ataupun membonceng motosikal.
On to world news. Bangladesh Nobel-winning microfinance pioneer Muhammad Yunus will lead an interim government, as announced by the presidency today, after mass protests forced long-time Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina to flee. The appointment came quickly after student leaders called on the 84-year-old Yunus, credited with lifting millions out of poverty in the South Asian country, to lead. The decision was made in a meeting with President Mohammad Shahabuddin, the heads of the Army, Navy and Air Force and student leaders. One of the leaders of Students Against Discrimination who participated in the meeting, Haid Islam, said Yunus will have the title of a chief advisor. Islam told reporters that Shahabuddin agreed that the interim government will be formed within the shortest time possible. Islam described the meeting as fruitful. However, there were a few other details about the planned government, including the role of the military. Yunus, who is also currently in Europe, on Tuesday said he was willing to lead the interim government. A helicopter crash in central Nepal earlier today, killing all 5 people aboard. including the pilot and 4 Chinese passengers. The Air Dynasty chopper was heading to Shia Bruce Bresi, a starting point for many trekking routes popular with tourists from the capital, Kathmandu. A press release from the Civil Aviation Authority said the chopper lost contact about 3 minutes after taking off and crashed into Nawakot district north of the capital. Nawakot District Officer Ram Krishna Adhikari said 5 dead bodies have been retrieved from the accident site and the rescue operations are ongoing. This incident comes 2 weeks after a plane crash in Kathmandu killed all 18 aboard, except the pilot. Nepal has a woeful track record on aviation safety, and the Himalayan Republic has seen a spate of deadly light plane and helicopter crashes over the decades. Nepal's air industry has been plagued by poor safety due to insufficient training and maintenance, issues compounded by mountainous Nepal's treacherous geography. The Himalayan Republic has some of the world's most remote and tricky runways, flanked by snow-capped peaks with approaches that pose a challenge even for accomplished pilots. Nepal's last major incident involving a commercial flight was in January 2023 when a Yeti Airlines service crashed while landing at Pokhara, killing all 72 aboard. That was Nepal's deadliest since 1992, when all 167 people aboard a Pakistan International Airlines plane were killed when it crashed on approach to Kathmandu Airport. Part of a hotel in western Germany collapsed late on Tuesday, killing 2 people and burying 8 others, with rescuers trying to pull them from the rubble on Wednesday. German police said a floor in the hotel in Creueff, a town some 110 kilometers west of Frankfurt, collapsed for unknown reasons around 11 p.m. local time on Tuesday. Police added that a woman and a man were killed in the accident, while of the 14 people inside at the time, 5 managed to get out. Of the 8 who were trapped, police said some were seriously injured, with firefighters having established contact with some of them. In the latest update, emergency services rescued 1 man, a child, and 2 women. Meanwhile, nearby homes were evacuated and some 250 search and rescue staff were on the scene. More than 40 athletes at the 2024 Paris Olympic have tested positive for COVID-19, highlighting a new global rise in cases. According to the World Health Organization (WHO) on Tuesday, the WHO said the virus behind the COVID-19 pandemic was still circulating and countries need to sharpen up their response systems. Several high-profile athletes have suffered from COVID-19 at the Paris Games. British swimmer Adam Peaty tested positive a day after winning silver in the 100-meter breaststroke when he had not felt well. Australian medal hope Lani Pallister pulled out of the women's 1,500-meter freestyle after falling ill. WHO's Epidemic and Pandemic Preparedness and Prevention Director Maria Van Kerkhove said data from 84 countries showed that the percentage of positive tests for SARS-CoV-2, the virus that caused COVID-19 disease, has been rising for several weeks. Furthermore, she added wastewater surveillance, which tends to give a 2 to 3 weeks advance indication on case numbers, suggests that circulation of SARS-CoV-2 is 2 to 20 times higher than what is currently being reported. Van Kerkhove said the high circulation was not typical for respiratory viruses that tend to increase in circulation in the colder months. However, in recent months, regardless of season, many countries have experienced surges of COVID-19, including at the Olympics. Those were the updates on TVS Nightline. I'm Lorenzo Isaac. Thank you for watching and have a good night.